Yes, people, welcome back to another episode of Real Ball Talk. Hope everyone has had a blessed week. Happy Friday and that. What are you telling me, Jeff? What are you saying?
Yeah, all good, man. It's been a fun first week of World Cups, couple shocks, all of that. Let's get into it, man.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. What are you telling me, Rash? What are you saying, bro?
Alhamdulillah, bro. Best day of the week, Friday. Another show going on. The World Cup's been sick so far. A lot of underdogs been surprising everybody around the world. So yeah, man, it's going to be a good show today.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. Already 3 people in the building. Smash your likes, people, as you enter. Jalil is in Dam today on a little getaway. So big up Jalil as always, and big up the mandem and everyone. Smash your likes, as we said. So let's get into it, man. Obviously, England are kicking off at 7 against USA. But let's touch on the first round fixtures. I guess the only rightful place to start. Well, there's actually a few places to start because we could even talk about Iran today beating Wales.
Mm-hmm.
That was massive, and I do want to touch on that because that's huge for them. But let's start with Saudi Arabia beating Argentina. I think everyone knows that's one of the biggest shocks in World Cup history. 10 a.m. game as well on Tuesday, I think it was. I think we all thought it was going to be an early morning waxing, but gotta give credit to Saudi Arabia, man. They played well. They stuck to their high line throughout the game. Some heroic defending, good goalkeeping, and even their winning goal, fantastic winning goal. And I think they fully deserve to win. Falak said she tried to join, but you couldn't. Okay, I couldn't see you. I'll resend the link. I'll put it in the chat now. I've just put it in the chat, so try and rejoin them. But yeah, Jeff, man, talk to me about that game, Argentina, Saudi Arabia, from both sides. From Saudi Arabia's side, but obviously Argentina, we all had them going far. That was a very bad result for them.
Yeah, all right, from the first few minutes, you're thinking, this is going to be bad. Because even though they weren't playing well, the line was so high and there were so many near misses that you're thinking, nah. All right, when these strikers start to read it right, because they're world-class strikers at the end of the day and world-class players up there, you're thinking, all right, when they learn this line and get used to it, they're going to punish these guys. It's going to be bad. That's what I was thinking. It's going to be 4, 5, 6. So obviously Messi scores the pen, then he scores another one. I can't remember if it was first or
the
one was just off or however you want to determine it. The Martinez one as well, which was very, very close. You're thinking, this is going to be a rout, man. But yeah, like you said in the intro, Saudi Arabia stuck to their guns, man. They kept playing the high line. They weren't scared. They didn't come here to cower. They came to play. And the longer the game went on at 1-0, the worse Argentina looked. Starting to see the visible physical decline of certain players now. Because even a Di Maria, we're used to seeing is quick because he's light, he's quick, he's just great on the ball. But now you're seeing that, all right, he's probably 34, 35. I'm watching him for how many years? He's finally slowing down. They're going to need some new blood in these positions. Even Rodrigo, with the Rodrigo Paul, I think. I think he has had a really bad game, if I'm honest.
I think he's just average, bro.
Yeah, I think he got bought because he had a good rep, but I don't think he's actually even for Atletico Madrid. I don't see what's so good about him. So yeah, from that standpoint, Argentina just as the game went on, they didn't look that good. And then Saudi Arabia started to create. Well, they didn't really have many chances. It's just the two they had. I think they might have had. Might be right. Did they have 2 shots or was it 3?
Might be 3.
Shimmy check. Yeah, it's 3 shots, 2 on target.
Efficient.
So, just literally, you don't really need much to get the job done. I think even both goals, you could say Martinez maybe could have done a little better. Maybe you
Second
might
one maybe. Second one
consider it
maybe.
harsh, but yeah, even the second one, you're thinking, I know it's a good shot. It's a very good shot, great goal. But thinking if you get a hand to it, you're thinking, all right. And it was a firm hand. It's like, could you have pushed it around the post? Like maybe. But yeah, like Saudi Arabia. Listen, man, hats off. That might be one of the biggest shocks ever. I'm trying to think in like modern World Cup history. I can't think of too many shocks as big as this. Like, because Argentina, like you said, we had them going quite far. The media did too. It's like
everyone.
Messi's farewell tour. So it's like, right, they got all of this quality. They got Messi, who's been having a good season. They're gonna go in here and at least get to like a semis as a send off. And Saudi Arabia didn't give a damn about it, to be honest.
Yeah.
They came and did their job. They were physical when they had to be, and they really, really stopped Argentina, man. So salute to them.
Yeah, man, 100%. And you know what? This is the funny thing. When we were doing the predictor last week, we all said that one funny result could mess up the whole thing.
And just like that.
The way
and there's been a few.
There's been a few. And to be fair, Rash, so far your ones have been on point because there was one that you said that I think obviously you bigged up Richarlison because obviously people were asking about Richarlison whether he should play or not.
I said he's probably gonna. I put him as he's gonna get the golden boot.
Oh, that's looking like a good shout now. Awesome. That's looking like a good shout now. But before we get on to Rash, we have a guest. Big up Falak in the building. Time coming.
Jeez. Assalamu alaikum. Finally, we meet you.
Big up Falak in the building. Big up Falak.
I'm so pissed Jalil isn't here. Like, where is he? I'm here for like 5-10 minutes to cuss his life on Bale and his little world famous footballer or whatever the hell it was, right? That's literally what I came for. And my guy doesn't even turn up.
He's in Amsterdam today.
He had other plans for his life today.
Yeah, okay then. Okay, so he wanted to just. I only came on for 5 minutes because, of course, Jalil's going to be seeing this live anyway. So, Jalil, this is for you. Wales lost.
Wales. She said, Wales lost.
Wait, hold on. You're right. Rashid is right. Hold on, Rash is right. Bale lost. Not Wales.
No,
Bale's Jalil's guy. Bale is Jalil's guy.
I didn't even watch that game.
I'm so happy. I watched it. It was brilliant. The last 10 minutes when they scored was brilliant. I was just Bale's face on the big screen at work. It was just beautiful. I was just there laughing. I was
this Bale agenda is wicked.
You can see the happiness.
Well,
swear down, I immediately thought about Jalil and thought, wow, Jalil, where is Jalil? And thought messaging. And I told my work.
We're gonna tackle that a little bit into the show, I'm sure. But we're talking on the Saudi Arabia result against Argentina. What's your thoughts on the game?
Let's go. Messi.
Oh, Messi is all.
Oh, you got agendas for everything. She's crying. She's crying.
John, I told you I have stuff to say. I have so much to say.
I know you said it. You said it. You did. You just said it.
But okay, as I don't know, okay, Messi's a great player, and we all thought, okay, this is gonna be easy. It's gonna be easy for Argentina to score, right? At the end of it, it was only Messi who scored. It was Messi who scored, right?
Yeah, he scored.
It was.
Yeah.
It was just banter.
As well.
When Saudi won, a part of me, maybe it was the Muslim part of me, was just very happy. Was just like, yes, get in. But then also, I'm not a Messi hater because Ronaldo forever, and I do respect Messi. He's one of the greatest footballers of all time. But a part of me was like, ha, Messi, Messi.
Do you think Ronaldo's the best ever?
Yeah, of course. Listen, I'm biased. Don't do this to me. I will tell you I am biased. Okay,
All right.
for me, it's Ronaldo. I'm biased. Okay, plus he scored that goal, that penalty for Portugal that wasn't a penalty. We all know that wasn't a penalty, but it happened anyways. Anyways, guys, I was only here for like 5 minutes, but I gotta go now because I'm still at
No
work
worries. I know.
and I
No,
came for you guys.
no, we
So
appreciate it. We
Appreciate
appreciate
that.
it.
yeah,
Much
tell
love for-
Jalil to rewind. Tell Jalil to
Yeah.
rewind.
We're gonna clip this. We're gonna clip this.
Oh
All
man,
right, guys, it was nice to
Take care,
come on
fellas.
finally.
that's the
Take
scene.
care.
Take
Yeah,
care,
Have a
take
good
fellas.
care.
night.
Jeez, big up fellas,
Quick
man.
corn.
Quick
Yeah,
corner.
quick smoke session.
Yeah, that was a quick smoke
Can't
session.
go over there and then leave.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. But yeah, where were we? I'm gonna clip that and send it to Jalil straight after still. But yeah,
That's
Rash,
hilarious.
Saudi Arabia, man.
Alhamdulillah, my brothers. You know, they made dua before they came onto the pitch. Allah, He answered their prayers. He kept them firm and made them play in a manner that helped them get this victory. They were very organized. I was actually kind of surprised, but I shouldn't have been because they're actually probably the best side in the region. You know, they've got a good record and they've got a good team, and they're a very organized team as well. I like the fact that they played with no fear. You know, they coming up against a team like Argentina. It's very easy to be starstruck. You know, they're full of world stars, stars that I'm sure Saudi Arabia will probably love to have come over and play in the leagues over there. You know, so they played with no fear. They confronted them. You know, they stayed organized. Argentina were unlucky to have those 2 goals wiped off, not because they were goals, because they weren't. They were offsides. But because if they had just held the line a little bit better, it would have been a good start for them, and they would have wiped the floor with Saudi Arabia. But it wasn't the case, and they did get the goal through the penalty, but after that, it wasn't much penetration. There was a lot of possession and a lot of, you know, holding up the ball and bringing it forward and coming back, trying knocking on the door, but not too far at the door, you know, and not really doing too much. And when they did get the shots off, they weren't good. They were off targets. There was good saves from the goalkeeper as well. I have to give it to him. But efficiency won that game, you know, and Saudi Arabia, they caught them when they needed to at the chances that they had, which wasn't many, as Jeff has already said. They had probably like 3 chances, got 2 on target, and the two was the goals. So that's what you want going into a tournament, being able to absorb pressure to the later periods of the game, and then score an upset at a period of time where the other team can't really do anything about it. I think it was well managed, and uh, as we said already, it's one of the biggest upsets that I think we've seen in the World Cup. One of the best things to see, though, since probably Cameroon when they first, you know, made their big display when they came onto the scene. You know, it was really good to see them, and maybe even Jamaica as well when they came onto the scene as well. So it's something along the lines of, and I'm sure it's the same and shared with the same enthusiasm and happiness with people representing Saudi Arabia. But yeah, this World Cup has been full of surprises, and it's really good to see. But yeah, Argentina worrying, look like an Asian side, out of ideas, using normal conventional ways of attack, and it's easy to read. Do you know what I mean? Being easy to manage, and you'd expect better from Argentina. You think, okay, Messi's going for his legacy. You know, Ronaldo wants to go for his legacy, and it's not just about him because it's a team, but you just expect a lot better from that team as well with the quality players that they've got, and disappointing to see on their behalf, but really great for Saudi Arabia.
They played the wrong team, man.
Yeah, you think they played the wrong team, Argentina?
Yeah, like for a few to I'll just say this: Otamendi, I don't know how he's starting. Martinez, especially after the good start you had, you're now a bigger team. You think you would now play over the guy who's left his big team and now plays for Benfica for one.
Even when he was at City, Otamendi wasn't good.
Yeah, he's always been suspect. Always. He's just a brute defender.
He's just a block. What do you call it?
He's
rugby, be a prop.
That's it. That's what. Yeah, like he'd be one of them men in the scrum half. I think they call it.
Yeah, literally.
That'll be him.
it's peak for Argentina because like now realistically they'll probably end up finishing second in the group.
And that's not good because I don't think they'll be good against the better teams in the
Isn't
world.
that group again?
If they finish second, well, so they got Mexico tomorrow in the evening. And even that, before they play Mexico, Saudi Arabia played Poland. Now, I can't rule out Saudi Arabia doing something against Poland.
Yeah, I mean, Saudi are used to the heat buff, you know?
Yeah.
That's a good point. Like, yeah, like this, especially if did you read that there was been some extra incentive? And we don't know how true it is. But
we do know how true it is. It's probably bullshit, bro. Don't try it. You're terrible.
Yeah. Hey, if we get a Rolls Royce each, that's extra incentive.
Hey, no wonder them man was celebrating for their life after each tackle. Hey,
man.
Can you imagine?
If Argentina finished second,
but you know what? They got the pockets deep enough to do something like that. So
that's
you can't rule it out.
If Argentina finish second in the group, they'll get France.
Ooh,
in the last 16.
Well, considering how France started, obviously that doesn't tell you everything, but the indication of how France started and how they started doesn't look good. Argentina, we're going to say this as well. This Papu Gomez guy.
Yeah, he's washed as well.
Oh my God. No, he shouldn't be playing. Alvarez maybe should play. I know they love him in Argentina. He should maybe play. Dybala didn't get any minutes.
That's crazy as well.
Yeah, I know Dybala isn't the Dybala of 4 or 5 years ago, but he's still Dybala. Like in that team, like when you got that Papu Gomez playing and he played poorly too, then you'd think there's many other options you can play out there.
Yeah, I just didn't like how they played. I think as Rash said, you know, they're kind of built for Messi, and I just don't know if I just don't know if Ronaldo and Messi are at that stage anymore where you can build a team around them. I think that's over.
Yeah, I think it's been over for years. I think even Messi knew. I think Messi been knowing this for years. Like deep down, like even club level, like Barcelona. I think at times he just did it because he had to, like drag his team along, like not because he wanted to. Like his best time really in the past 6-7 years, where he probably looked the most free, was when he had Neymar and Suarez.
Yeah, but don't you guys think? I just had a little bit of a problem with the fact that second half, I never got the feeling. I was watching the game and I was saying, man, Messi's trying everything. I was more looking at Di Maria and saying, Di Maria's trying his best. His legs ain't there anymore, but this guy is trying everything. And I'm just looking at Messi, and Messi's just there like, well.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's not as interested anymore. Maybe he looks at the players around him. He doesn't have that same fire in his belly. You know when, what was it, 2014 or was it 2014? When he really tried everything by himself, because it was him and Di Maria that World Cup. There was no one else. There was no Higuain was useless. Like he was running around with a pop belly, just shooting wide. Oh my God! Like it was just Messi and Di Maria who were trying, but it seems like he's 35 going on 36. Like even Ronaldo, like I'm 37. Obviously, he scored the other day, but just my body is not what it used to be. I know its limitations. Like bring me someone who can help me.
Yeah,
trust me.
Exactly.
Trust me.
And
trust me. It looked like sometimes Messi was looking around like to say, okay, who's gonna do this then? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Who's gonna because he can't do it no more, man.
He can't.
The whole chasing man down thing, that's over. In the attack, he's a man that will perform when he's got the ball.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
when
it.
he's got the ball, that's when he's gonna perform.
I think even at PSG, he's starting to work a little bit harder, but then it's a bit easier to work harder when you've got that caliber of player around you too.
Exactly.
Like you're a little bit more incentivized. Like when you have, I'm sorry to keep calling this guy out, Papu Gomez and whoever else next to you, like you got Di Maria, that's your guy. Like, Di Maria is world class, an elite player. Like he has been for years. But then you got Rodrigo, Paul, you're like just average players. Let's just call it what it is. then
average players, man.
yeah, even like against a team like Saudi Arabia who are not the most regarded, you're gonna have problems. Like even when Argentina had a stacked team in 2014, who did they play? They won 1-0, and Messi had to pull out a worldie like last minute.
Iran, yeah,
Iran. Like same kind of thing where
same thing.
you can lose and think your team is depleted severely 8 years later, and it's the same kind of situation. You're playing against a team who really has nothing to lose. This is kind of like their final in a way. They're playing like in a neighboring country. They don't care about your celebrity. They're here to make you work for this win.
Yeah,
and you have to work for it, and you don't have the quality to drag you through.
Yeah, 100%. And you know what? It was nice to see Saudi Arabia win also, because it was nice to see an Arabic and Muslim country win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
After everything that's been going on with the Qatar thing, it's just it was nice to see. It was nice.
Justice, underdog story.
Yeah, and as you're highlighting, I mean, there's been no good stories to come out of the region since the World Cup has started. You know, so for them to pull off a victory like that and to be able to celebrate the way that they did as well, it was really good to see. And there's something to speak well about, you know, and then obviously we've got Iran obviously doing their thing as well today. Which I'm sure
was beautiful.
Yeah,
that was beautiful.
Yeah,
that was beautiful. I just, you know what I didn't like about the Iran thing with Wales. First of all, I feel you could tell Wales completely disrespected Iran in terms of they didn't take them serious. I didn't feel like the way the commentary was before the game, they were taking Iran serious. And then even I don't know if you guys saw the bit after they won when BBC were going over it, and Klinsmann was just like, oh yeah, you know, Iranians, they're very much like that in terms of being hot-headed, and obviously they use those tactics to help them win. Like, bro, like that red card is as clear of a red card as you will ever see. Like, that is a clear red. What did Iran do in the game that was so bad? Like, are you not allowed to this, like, no, I'm not trying to call people out, but we know some European countries like, you know, Spain, etc. We know they've got their techniques, etc.
Yeah,
what they're known for as well. Yep.
Yeah.
If he labeled it as hot-headed, then that's just wrong terminology. Like because
it was along those lines, Jeff. It was along those lines.
Yeah. If he said that, that's wrong. Like, because that's a lot of the good teams are they have that kind of nature. Like, you have a player in like a lot of the players I regard might have a hot-headed nature, and you don't describe it as hot-headed. You describe it as passionate. So
South Americans get praised for it.
So you can't associate that with Iran. Like, that's wrong. I don't like those kind of things.
Yeah, but like obviously I think they were upset at the fact that Wales lost, because I think they thought that it was going to be a guaranteed win. And to be honest, Iran should have won probably more.
Yeah, I didn't watch the game in full. I heard Ramsey was stinking up the place like horribly.
Yeah,
I heard Bell wasn't good, but this is also Bell. Like that's another kind of thing similar to the Argentina thing. Like, you could say Messi and Di Maria. Bell and Ramsey have been depended on for years. Like, it's been.
But Jeff,
12 years.
Jeff, if you look at it, it doesn't really stop there. You've got Messi, Argentina. You got Bell at Wales. I'm not going to put Ramsey in that same class.
Just for Wales.
Hazard, maybe for Wales. Yeah, maybe for Wales. Hazard at Belgium completely washed. Ronaldo washed. If we're being honest, Ronaldo washed. When Rafael came on, he added a different dimension to that Portugal team.
100%.
His running capability. So we've got a lot of older superstars that were their country's talisman that low key now, maybe they're not holding them back.
High key. No, it's high key.
Yeah. I don't want to say Bell's holding Wales back, because Wales are horrible. And I don't want to say, Hazard's holding Belgium back, because Belgium are pensioners throughout that team. Is pensioners.
Yeah, their back line is in the retirement home already. One foot in.
They can't
move. Vertonghen.
Remember those two? Like, what the hell?
And Witzel's pretty old too. And if you have Witzel who's old, next to Tielemans, who Tielemans can't running is not his strength.
No.
Batshuayi he's barely a footballer. If I'm being
man.
honest, I'm not.
Man, he's lucky he scored.
Oh, I know. That's the worst performance this World Cup, hands down. That's the worst performance I've seen at this World Cup.
He was. Oh man! Again, I probably watched that game for the majority of it, and I think he was one of the reasons I turned it off.
Yeah,
I'm dead serious. Like, I was watching it, I was like, nah. Like this is not the most exciting of games, and you personally are making this worse.
Yeah.
And that's where when Rash was talking about people, the countries creating their systems to suit players, because I feel like that's what Portugal kind of did with the for the diamond formation with the two up top, could give Ronaldo a bit extra support.
Mm-hmm.
France don't need to do that with Mbappe.
Nah.
He could just play on the left, just do his thing. And that's why I thought France, after the first round of games, for me, the two most impressive teams were Brazil and France. I would say Spain, but Costa Rica was so bad.
It's not the clearest indication yet, man.
But I thought France were good against Australia. I can't lie.
And let's give a shout out to Olivier Giroud. Equaled the record, Henri's record. This is probably one of the most disrespected footballers. I know, even as an Arsenal fan, like there's been a time. Like I've always liked Giroud, but there's also times that Arsenal fans like, he doesn't do enough. Like he doesn't bring enough to the game. Like he's not clinical enough, which is true. Maybe he isn't clinical enough, but he also brings a lot else to the game. Like, especially, like, he might have been ahead of his time in a way. Like, you see the way that now strikers are not asked to score as many goals. Like, Jesus, I'm not going to criticize him for not scoring as much because it's not 1999. Like, the system isn't the same.
Mm-hmm.
You need to operate differently. Like, Giroud was that 7-8 years ago.
He was.
Like, where he was our hub. He was great. He was a lot of the reason Sanchez was so successful at Arsenal.
Ozil, he helped Ozil a lot.
Yeah. So, and for France, it's been the same kind of thing. Like, Benzema not playing, maybe in a way, obviously, it's heartbreaking for someone like Benzema because Benzema is one of the best strikers of this generation. But him not going probably helped the balance of their team.
Yep. Yeah, and I think nothing you said there is 100% spot on. Giroud was almost ahead of his time in terms of the transitions of strikers. Because if you look back at some of the numbers Giroud was putting up at Arsenal, 16, 17 Premier League goals a season, that'll be good now.
That's exactly what I'm asking for from Jesus.
But that's the mad thing is as well, because I mean you're watching that game as it unfolds, and even when I was watching it, I was thinking, Giroud, you're just doing too much link-up play. He was pivotal in all of it, moving forward. I was thinking he was getting the ball and trying to tap it round. I was thinking, who's going to be the striker if it's not going to be you? And then about 5-10 minutes later, he popped off a goal. And I was thinking, do you know what? I'm like really happy for the guy because, as Jeff was saying, do you know what it is? I don't think he's disrespected. I just think he's most overlooked. Like people don't even think about him when they're talking about great strikers, you know.
I'm not mad at it.
But when he is mentioned, it's like light bulb goes off. Yeah, Giroud. That's what I always say. Yeah, Giroud. Obviously you can't expect no respect for Man United fans, but even some of them have come to realize how good Giroud is as well. And Arsenal fans, at the moment when he was at the club, they didn't appreciate what we had, as you said, because he was very futuristic in his style of play. We're seeing that's what a forward is required to have now. Much more to your game, not just banging in goals. You don't have to be the top goal scorer in your team anymore. Yeah, you have to just be the one to help get the ball over the net in the final third. And whether that's help with the build-up play or scoring goals, that's what's important. And he's good at both. He managed to equal TT's record now for France. You know what I'm trying to say? And let's see. I think he's gonna make history. He's gonna break it. You know what I mean?
I think you do.
Who else other than him? You know? Yeah.
Salute. salute to Giroud, man. Well said. And obviously, I think just to touch on obviously Mbappe as well. I thought Dembele was really good on the right hand side, very sharp. But obviously Mbappe just electric, just flat out electric. His speed is a joke. And I do like him on that left hand side. He plays with a nice freedom. He's almost like a less skillful but quicker Neymar when he plays on the left. He doesn't have all the tricks. Huh?
He's a terror. I actually think, like, obviously we love Neymar, obviously in his prime. I just like people who are just efficient and effective. Like, you get straight to it. That there's no build up with the tricks. It's I'm gonna look you in your face and go past you. Stop me.
Yeah.
You can't stop me.
But the mad thing is as well is that it's a maturity in his play that I was seeing when the game was playing. I was just thinking, like some of the things he was doing was just very cerebral. He was thinking when he was playing. He wasn't just getting the ball and saying, you know, I'm just going to take it on. But he was being very direct with his intentions. When he had to cut it back, he had to cut it back. When he had to cut inside, he would cut inside. When he had to run the line, it's just like he just knew exactly what to do. And he had a very mature performance as well. And I think, you know, if France go a long way into the tournament, he's going to be one of the ones that's popping up as probably one with the golden boot or with the assists as well, because the positions that he's popping up in, it's just inevitable.
Yeah, he's funny because my brother was asking me after the game, like, how, when it's all said and done, where could Mbappe reach in terms of with the echelons of the greats? And it was kind of hard for me to think of a name off the top of my head. But do we think he could surpass like Henry's legacy? Do we think that's possible?
I'm gonna say this. It's possible, yeah, because if you're talking about like accolades and stuff, then he's already a World Cup in, like already. At club level, Henry, don't get me wrong, Henry is one of the gods, but a lot of it was held back, maybe, or it could have been more if he wasn't at Arsenal. Because as much ground as he covered at Arsenal, we weren't the best Champions League team. So he as a result, he didn't win as many Champions Leagues as he should have. He only won one. Mbappe, I think, will leave PSG probably in the next 2 or 3 years, wherever that may be. So if he does, then he's going to be what, 26?
26, yeah.
He's still got 8-9 years to go and win as much as he can. Like, because if he's the, like, I know like Haaland's getting the focus as of this season because he's in the Premier League and we're in England, but Mbappe is still the leader of that new generation.
No, Mbappe is clear of Haaland.
It's not a conversation. Like, Mbappe, like, you can, to me, like, obviously Neymar's probably a better player, but you can compare those two.
Yeah.
Like, you can't compare Mbappe and Haaland. So if you talk about the Henry legacy, it kind of depends on his next move with PSG, because even at international level, a lot of his peers are around his age. Like the good players, they're all around his age, so they're all gonna grow together. So as Benzema gets phased out, he might be the new focal point up there. And as Giroud, because probably Giroud's last tournament was Giroud 36?
34?
34.
I think it's 34, you know. Let me
check. Is it?
He might even be younger than that.
Oh, he's 36.
He's 36. Damn.
Yeah. So, so like he's going to be the new focal point. And obviously, Dembele looks like he's picking up form again. There's other people. There's Coman. There's whoever else. There's other young French people. There's Nkunku who didn't get a chance to make it. Like, there's all kinds of people. So it's possible for him to surpass Henry's legacy. It's not going to be a mean feat, though, because Henry did what he did. Like, Henry is, like, Hall of Fame, as Rash corrected us on the show that time. When we disrespected him. He is Hall of Fame.
You know what? It's funny that you say that, yeah, because we got a comment today on one of those videos in the top 10 attacking mids ever, and this guy commented saying, I can't believe that Totti is not in this list. And I'm thinking, right, Totti didn't make top 10 cams ever, but we didn't have Totti in cams. We put him in strikers. So that was our mistake back then, innit? But I guess mistake, I don't know. It was that weird era where he was classified as a striker, but when you look at how he played, he was actually more of a number 10 type of thing.
Yeah, that's a tricky one.
Mhm. I was thinking in regards to what
Mbappe.
the Mbappe question.
Hmm.
I think a lot in football and in regards to this is that Henry he had a big character as well. He was
Hmm.
very charismatic. He was very eloquent. He was funny. He knew how to entertain the fans, show them love. He knew how to show love and loyalty to a club and make everyone feel like he's part of the family. So a lot of Henry's ability was also um, complemented by his character too. Mbappe, I've seen his interviews and he seems to have a charismatic style as well
Hmm.
in his speech, and he's very confident. He's very eloquent too. Obviously, I'm reading the translation in French.
Yes.
He sounds
His English
eloquent.
is good too.
Eh,
His English
Yeah,
is good
yeah, yeah.
too.
His English is good too as
English is
well.
good.
Yeah.
I think he knows a number of languages actually, which
Hmm.
most people in Europe do.
Yeah.
We don't because we're arrogant. Um, but yeah, so I think if he can get past the little bad patch that has little smudge that's been added to his name now, because of what was going on with him in Real Madrid, and then what's happened at him at PSG, and his attempts to kind of leave after signing the agreement, and it's kind of put a little bad shadow on him in that wise. But if he can shake that off, and as Jeff said, it depends on what he does. His next move is where he goes or what he commits to, and then how he conducts himself from that. Yeah, he definitely can surpass Henry's legacy in regards to accolades.
Hmm.
Whether he will mean to France what Henry does, that is a different thing, and it just depends on the next generation and even the next events that happen within the world to see how far he can how big he can become in France
Yeah.
in totality.
Agree.
100%. But if he adds a World Cup to it at 23 and
Mm.
gets player of the tournament, 2 World Cups, and a player of the tournament is with a couple of Champions Leagues likely to come, it's a decent start to the resume. And then but the thing is, if he does win a World Cup and gets player of the tournament, and then a Ballon d'Or follows or whatever, the conversation then goes past Henry
Hmm.
and starts becoming other man.
Greatest
Your
of all time, the greatest of all
online,
time
online and all
conversations.
that. Yeah.
It will, but yeah, slow your roll.
Yeah. No,
Like
100.
Henri's one name on the Hall of Fame, but the rest, that's
Hey,
different.
R9 is the unspoken best forward of all time.
Yeah, you man watch that his documentary.
No, I
No,
haven't. But he's the
where's the
It's on
unspoken
BBC.
one, man.
It's on BBC.
I need to
He's
watch it.
Watch it.
he's the one where everyone has a different person as the best forward of all time, but inside they're like, but really it's Ronaldo.
Yeah. Like for me, it's always that he is definitely the best forward. Like to me, I say Messi's the best player.
Yeah,
Like,
best player. Yeah.
Big
that's
difference.
why I say like
Mhm.
Ronaldo. Like R9 was just scary, man. Like because you're playing against that. Then it was defense heavy. Like the system was set up to stop you. Like
Mm.
especially in Serie A. Like Serie A was not what it was now. Like it was
Yeah, it was no
probably the
joke
best. It's probably the best league in the world.
No, it
at
was
that
the
time.
best league.
Yeah,
It was the
Yeah.
best league.
Yeah.
Yeah, undisputed.
The Premier League wasn't the Premier League yet
and
because all of the players hadn't moved there.
and it's mad when Spain was coming up. It was kind of when Ronaldo went over there anyway.
It was.
Yeah.
I think it was probably Italy first, Spain second, and then Prem third.
Mm.
Yeah. The Premier League wasn't what like we loved it because obviously we're in England.
Yeah.
But if you
The
really like,
standards was
if you watch Gazzetta Italia, obviously Channel 4 had all them Italian Serie A games,
Yeah.
then you knew that Italian football was different. And R9 was violating those defenses. Violating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he
man.
violated Barcelona
Animal.
for a whole year. Like he's like, even if you go and look at the clips now, those goals, like there's two defenders, he's jumped in between them, they both fall, and then he goes and scores. It's like just doing stuff that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, man. I was something else. But I swear, I didn't. Wasn't there a time when Arsenal played that Madrid when they were full of stars and Henry was just the best person on the pitch?
When he scored the win at the Bernabeu.
Yeah, and we won. I think we won 1-0 or something like that.
That's one of
on Henry masterpiece. That game was.
That might be my most fondest memory of him.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm trying to think if that's my favorite Henry goal.
Yeah. That was San Siro popped up today. Is that or the San Siro?
I didn't see. The thing is, I didn't watch the San Siro one live. I didn't see that.
That was a great. That was a great game.
I was still in Italy in that one.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. That was the last year I was in Italy before I moved here. So back then I probably would have been supporting Inter.
Okay.
John, Italian.
I think San Siro gets the nod just because I didn't expect us to win 5-1. Like I just didn't. Like we were good, but
great game.
Inter was still Inter. Like they're still a good team.
Henry was frightening that game.
That goal, and he took it, stopped Zanetti,
and then took him on again.
Even Ed, who hates Henry, when he sees that goal, he's like, "Yeah, that's one of my favorite goals ever."
Yeah, the Bernabeu goal though. He was the best player on the pitch that day. They couldn't get a handle on him, they did. But that's when they had all the Galacticos. It just wasn't clicking because it didn't click for years. I remember it took like 7-8 years for them to even get until like Bell, Ronaldo, all of that before they like got back to like Champions League and all that. They were struggling.
Yeah,
you know what? See what happens. See what happens when we mention TT, bruv. Look what we've done.
You can't.
Look what we've done. Look what we've done. We've been sidetracked. We've got another sidetrack over here.
Man, no, he was. I think Henry was everything. Like it's how he scored, his celebrations. Like it's just his whole swagger was different, man. The free kick goal against Wigan with the referee, that was one of my favorite goals as well because that's just so mad. The ref made him retake it after he scored. He then scores again, and he's like, "Is that all right now?" Nah, man, you can't be that much of a boss.
How can I retake a free kick and score? Nah. You can't write that kind of stuff.
Yeah. You can't, man. But you know what? Let's talk quickly about obviously guys with Richarlison scored, but Bale. In fact, I want to know, why do you hate Bale so much?
Yeah, is it just Lewis comment? Yeah. Which one is it?
Which one is it?
Because I'm a Bell fan too. I'm a bona fide Bell fan, but yeah, it's over now.
It took me a long time to be a Bell fan. Tottenham smudged nearly his whole career for me liking him. Yeah. Okay, but eventually, he won me over. I'll give him his props now.
Even at Spurs, that guy scared me, man. He scared me by himself for 2 years.
Yeah. But you know what? I was just going to say, let's touch on Brazil winning and Richarlison, but I just forgot that Japan beat Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that.
And I feel like we have to talk about them before we go off because
huge win.
I don't know if you man saw the game, but from when Rudiger did that madness in the corner, where the guy tried bursting for pace, and then Rudiger is taking the piss doing high knees while sprinting.
Yeah.
And then they go on to lose the game.
Can't write that kind of stuff. That's the instant karma.
And the thing is the second half, it was horrible for them. They lost, they was under pressure for so much points of the second half. They didn't even look like they were gonna win.
Yeah, it's but great win. To be fair, Japan are actually a decent.
They are.
Oh man,
They are decent.
I don't even know why they were underrated because I think last World Cup they got far as well.
Yes, they almost they should be they should be in Belgium.
Yeah,
can't lie. Historically, even go back to Inamoto days, Japan have always been a decent World Cup team.
Yeah,
Nakata. Yeah. Yeah,
The Roma guy.
yeah. Even Honda, he had the shots.
Yeah, Kasuki Honda. They had ballers.
Yeah, but this team seems quite well rounded. Like Tomiyasu, the Asano guy that scored. They even had a couple guys off the bench. So, but yeah, for Germany, they got Spain now. Sunday night, they lose that, they're out.
Yeah.
What we saying? They out?
I don't know. This new Germany, I'm never sure anymore, man. Like obviously the old Germany, I just knew you never write them off. This new one, I'm not sure anymore, man.
I'm sure. I told you already.
You think they're out?
It's not happening for them.
No,
you put them. I think we put them through just to be nice because they're German.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
we weren't sure about Japan, and that's why we put them through.
All right. Yeah, and that's look. If it depends on the next lot of games, and then the next lot of results to determine what's happening to Germany. Because if the other two teams in their group have decent performances, then yeah.
I mean, they'll literally be out. If Japan get a draw and Spain beat Germany, Germany out.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, it's over. So like the Qatar situation now, isn't it? Yeah, it'll be the Qatar situation. Qatar are out now, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so. They lost 2, right?
Qatar, basically.
Yeah,
Qatar out. Yeah, Qatar out.
They're out. I don't know about Spain being just because that Costa Rica game. Yeah, no, Spain were good, but Costa Rica were so bad that it's hard to gauge.
Yeah.
Even though Japan, as we established, are a decent team, so I just don't know. That game's going to be a tricky game. I think Germany got to play Sane too. Like as much as Sane is a wild card, he has a strange relationship with Germany and like the national team. He's 1 minute he's dropped, next minute he's there, but he's not playing. I think they're a bit too stiff, man. They need someone who's just got that little bit of ingenuity. You can unlock a defense.
Bro, they got to play him over that guy up front, man. I'm tired of Havertz, bro.
Yeah, we're right. I think I said this before. Like, I think he's going to be one of these players. He's just going to fall by the wayside. He's a good player, but the longer you go without a position, because we still don't know his best position, and he's 2 years in at Chelsea. We still don't know what his best position is. If you don't have a position and you've been bought for 100 or so million, then, bro, I don't understand. Like, because you're not a striker, you're not an out-and-out striker, you're not a winger, you're more like a Ballack, but then we don't play that way anymore. Like where you can just break from midfield like that.
Ballack was way more aggressive.
Yeah, Ballack was a beast.
Yeah,
but I just don't know. Like you need to maybe put Muller up front or something.
Maybe, yeah. That's a
Where's
shout.
Where's Timo?
Injured.
Yeah, he's injured. He would have been a decent shout. As much as his finishing is poor, his running is so good. He just causes complete chaos.
Yeah, that's right. He causes the chaos in the back line.
Yeah, man. He drags you all over the place. The places you don't want to go.
He does, man. But
see England singing their anthem now.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. They got this. All right, what do you think is going to happen today then?
Good. 3-0 England.
3-0, yeah?
If USA drew to Wales, after what I saw today, USA must be just as bad as Wales.
No, USA are going to work hard, but yeah, I see England probably going to win comfortably. I know I said they're going to go out, but I can't see. I probably just wanted them to go out so I could win some money.
Yeah, I just couldn't see USA doing anything up top, man. They just seemed a bit insufficient when it came to the final third. England are much more experienced and got a lot more tactical play and experience in that way. I think they're gonna take the game.
Yeah, hopefully Saka can get another goal or Bellingham. You know,
yeah. I just want him to stay fit, man. Like the way they brutalized Neymar yesterday, Saka has that tendency to hold on to the ball. I don't want any repeat.
Yeah, stuff. But you know, I'm glad you brought that up before we ended it, because the only thing I want to say on that is that Neymar gets brutalized a lot.
Mm-hmm. A lot.
Sometimes, yeah, the guy gets the ball in his own half and is standing still looking at the defender.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why does he do that?
because he's born.
Why did he do that?
He was born to make fun of you. Like, you saw what he did. Like,
Oh, the nutmaker.
yeah, like he looked at the guy. The guy pushed him in the back of the neck. He came back for him. He just nutmegged him, and he looked at him like, sucker.
Did you see that?
Yeah, like, don't play with me, boy.
Oh,
Yeah, you're right.
big shout out to Martinelli as well, though, coming on and causing chaos.
Jeez,
Yeah, he came on. Hey, Brazil's bench is crazy, man.
He might get a shout now that Neymar's injured. Who knows?
Who knows? Apparently, Neymar's out until the knockouts, isn't it?
Yeah, like his ankle's swollen bad, man.
Yeah. Bad.
Every World Cup, man. Every World Cup.
Something always happens to Neymar, man.
I'm not gonna lie, a lot of it is not his fault, but
it's not.
It's actually not his fault. Like, I give him a lot of like slack, but a lot of it actually isn't his fault. Like,
yeah, some of those tackles was actually ridiculous. That was
Now you understand now why there's a clause not to tackle him in training. Yeah. Because if this is what I'm gonna go through in the game, then just leave me in training.
Because he's such a performer as well. With the tackle comes the extra bit as well.
Yeah, they want to break
injury. But he will do a front flip as well just to add on top of it and hurt himself doing it, bro. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
For real.
He'll double up his injury.
I think he's gonna have to change the way he plays in the next year or two.
Oh, he's right, fam.
Oh yeah, snap.
Oh yeah.
Forget I feel like he's one of them, and you forget his age.
That's why they're saying this is your World Cup. This is Neymar's World Cup, because they're saying this is your stage. It's now or never kind of thing.
It's 10 years. He ain't gonna change now.
He ain't changing now, man. But yeah, man. But listen, people, it's been a good roundup. Obviously, the England game starts in about 60 seconds time, so we're gonna head off now. Big up everyone as always. For everyone watching this back, make sure you smash the like. Drop a comment on your thoughts on the World Cup so far. Check us out on TikTok, Instagram. Rash is also on TikTok now, so follow him on there too. You should see him if you see us. We should be tagging him in our videos on TikTok. And like I said, follow us all on Instagram too, and subscribe to RBT. I think 390 subscribers, so almost like 400. Let's keep pushing. So yeah, man, big up people. Let's all enjoy the England game tonight and have a very good weekend. We out. Peace.
Salam.